Did Dooku seriously believe that 2B2's was suitable backup for Anakin and Obi Wan?
Well, I think the answer is pretty simple. Because it's all staged. This entire scenario was planned between Count Dooku and Palpatine, Darth Sidious, to lure Anakin to the dark side. Therefore, having something like Commander Droids or Magna Guards, Commander Droids though were not introduced in this film when they came out, so Magna Guards were later on. So the idea is, well, we gotta make it look good, but we can't make it look too good. So, B2 battle droids, which also portrays some confidence in Dooku's own ability that he has for himself. Now, if Count Dooku had known that Palpatine was going to betray him, he might have brought some Magna Guards as backup. But he didn't know that. He was played. Anakin was being played by both Sith. So, it was a staged thing. So, I don't think he seriously believed that 2B2 battle droids were suitable backup for engaging 2 Jedi. Rather, he thought they were the appropriate backup for the plan that he and Palpatine agreed to turn Anakin to the dark side. He thought that was appropriate. Not the best, not the most suitable, but the most appropriate for the plan. If he had known what Palpatine's real plan was in betraying him, he would have thought that the Magna Guards or something else would have been the appropriate backup, because it would have been most suitable should the scenario had not been staged for turning Anakin to the dark side. That's why later on in the film, we see Grievous using Magna Guards as his backup, the most threatening, the more intimidating, the most suitable for facing Jedi, because Grievous was not in on the plan to turn Anakin to the dark side. He was not in that Palpatine and Sidious are the same person. And he's also a coward and would want something that can basically hold off the enemy long enough for him to actually escape, which is what we actually see him do to his Magna Guards in their film. That is what's going on. That's the character's motivations. But that's how everything in you is a Watsonian perspective, if you will. But what about the Doris, outer universe? What was George Lucas thinking? And it's literally the same thinking. It's just, he was in on it. He was writing the story. He knows what the character was thinking, so he made those decisions, that the characters make those decisions to fulfill the story that he wanted to tell, which involves staging a kidnapping of the Chancellor, with the Chancellor being Darth Sidious in league with Count Dooku to turn Anakin to the dark side, which ultimately does succeed. In other words, it was the appropriate thing for the story, from both how the characters were thinking in universe and what George Lucas wanted to say in the story, and how he wanted to say it. But that's what I got to say. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below.